All right, let's talk about setbacks. It's going to happen. It won't just happen once. If you're going through that right now, we want to hit the mental reset button so that you can get yourself back in the game, get your head right, get your energy right, and move in the direction of creating what you want. Whatever you're going through right now, you've got some negative emotional charge on it. That's why you're here. We want to get rid of that negative emotional charge, and we want to reframe some of the things that are going on in your mind so that you don't get stuck repeating old patterns. This is an opportunity for a breakthrough, to break through whatever old conditioning is in your subconscious mind that no longer serves you. May not feel like it right now, but this is a blessing. This is an opportunity, and we're going to embrace it. When you are done with this session, I want you to be better than you were before. Okay? So we're going to start by releasing some of that negative emotional charge. So you have a goal. You're taking action. You're saying yes to yourself. Things didn't work out the way that you would have preferred. Now, some people will let obstacles stop them, but successful business people do not. Okay, successful people, they embrace those challenges and they rise up and they are better because of them. So what are you feeling right now? Okay, that was the positive pep talk, but let's be real. What are you feeling right now? Are you feeling discouraged? Are you feeling frustrated? What is your mind telling you? There is an old story that you've heard from yourself before, and you're hearing it again right now. We want to get really honest with ourselves. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead, get into releasing mode. That's going to involve you dropping your head down. We're disengaging from the mind. Close your eyes, bring yourself inward so that you can be more aware of what is coming up in your mind. Okay. And we're in that state of releasing and letting go of the negative emotional charge. When we take the negative emotional charge off of a memory or a belief, it no longer has the ability to adversely affect us. So get into releasing mode if you're not already. And I want you to just notice what you're feeling. It doesn't feel good. Say yes to it. It's just energy. It's just feelings. Let it come up. Let it pass through. Remember, we're not saying yes to the issue. We're not saying yes to having something bad happen to us. We're saying, yes, I acknowledge that I feel this feeling, and I'm allowing that feeling to pass through. We release energy, emotions all the time naturally. It's when something gets lodged in, one of those really emotionally charged experiences, that we end up repressing those feelings instead of naturally, properly releasing them. That's when we get triggers, things that get triggered in the future. Somebody looks at us the wrong way, something happens, a bill comes in the mail, you feel that same old negative emotion that you've always felt. That feeling does not serve you, but you just keep recreating it, re-experiencing it over and over and over again. And every time you do that, you begin to repress, push it down, try to push it away, try to ignore it, try to talk yourself out of it without realizing that you're not actually releasing it. And that's why it keeps getting reactivated. So this time we're going to do it differently. This time I'm going to have you recognize, I feel this negative emotion. I feel like a failure. I feel frustrated. I feel discouraged. I don't know if I believe I can ever break free from this pattern. Be honest with yourself. What are you feeling? Say yes to the feeling. Let that feeling come up and let it pass through. Are you feeling fear? Did this trigger a deep insecurity? Say yes to the fear. Say yes to it. Now, sometimes the mind wants to resist releasing fear. We'll feel resistance to it. It feels like it's stuck. It doesn't want to move. We do not want to say yes to that feeling. We do not want to release and let it go. We want to hold on to it because on some level, your mind believes that it is keeping that event from happening by holding on to the fear. But I want you to be really honest with yourself. Is that true? Is there a better way that you could feel about this situation? Is there a more empowering way of being about this old pattern? That thing that you do not want to happen, that you're so afraid of. Is there a better way that you could handle that? A better way than the debilitating fear? Of course, the answer to that is going to be yes. When we have this little moment of realization, if you will, when we shine the light of truth on the effects of fear and what it's actually doing, and that there is a better alternative, even if we don't know what that alternative is yet, the mind is able to release holding on to that fear. And now when you say yes to the fear, now you can release and let it go. So tune right into that. Remember the events. Notice that as you're recalling what you saw, what you heard, how you felt, those feelings are coming up. Just say yes to the feelings. Let it come up. Let it pass through. This is such an important part of this process. Most people feel like if they just keep putting positive stuff on top of the negative, that somehow the negative is going to go away. And that just simply is not the case. You can put lots of good stuff in your mind, but you still have the bad stuff in there. We want to release and let it go so it stops adversely affecting us. So whatever you're feeling right now, we're just going to say yes to it. We're going to let that energy come up and we're going to let it pass through. We want to release and let it go once and for all. When it's gone, it's gone. Okay. So what are you so afraid of? This setback that you've experienced, what does that mean? What have you made that mean about yourself, about your ability to achieve your goal? About your ability to be successful, about your ability to have what you truly want. Whatever you're making that mean about you, notice there's that negative emotion that's coming up. Just say yes to it. Say yes to letting it come up and letting it pass through. Give yourself permission to release and let it go. This is the time when you may hear some of that old story coming up, the old excuses. What is the story? Notice how it feels. Just say yes to the feelings. We're observing it. Isn't that interesting that I believe that about myself? Isn't it interesting that my mind believes that it's possible for other people, but it's not possible for me? That's not even based on truth. Isn't that interesting? Let it come up, let it pass through. Now, I want you to look at what was the ideal outcome. What did you want to happen? What benefit did you want to experience? Why? Now, as you're starting to get in touch with this, it's going to trigger some feelings. Say yes to them. Let all those feelings come up. Let them pass through. Is there a sense of loss? Let it come up. Let it pass through. Is this an opportunity for that angry, self-loathing, self-hating part of yourself to point at this event and say, see, I told you you weren't good enough. I told you you couldn't do it. Whatever's coming up for you, just say yes to it. It is what it is. It's in your subconscious mind. It's not serving you. We're going to release and let it go. Doesn't matter where it came from, unless you have a memory. If a memory comes up, observe it, notice how it feels, and release on that. Release the feelings. If there are no memories coming up, if it's just an emotion, if it's just an awareness, allow that to be what it is and just let it come up and let it pass through. We don't need to try to make every feeling we've ever had mean something significant. In many cases, it was just an experience that we had. We formed a disempowering conclusion in that moment because it was negatively emotionally charged. It got very deeply anchored into the subconscious mind, became one of those triggers. And now we just keep triggering it over and over and over again. And that's as much as it means. It's in your subconscious mind. It got there from whatever experience happened. Now we just need to let it go. It's not serving you. It's not serving you to hold on to it. It's not serving you to try to figure anything out. Are you willing to just let it go? Go back to that desired end result. What is it that you really, really want? If there were not this setback and you were well along your way to the achievement of whatever that desired end goal is, what does your life look like? What does it feel like? How much better is your life? Now, as you start to tune into those good, positive feelings, notice any resistance, any negative emotions, any yeah, but, any of your old victim-y story of woe coming up. Just observe it. Observe it. It is what it is. You feel the way that you feel. Let it come up. Let it pass through. You want to keep releasing on all of those negative feelings that are associated with you having your desired outcome. So be aware. Is it a worthiness issue? Is it a, I don't know if I'm qualified. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the skills. What is your excuse? What is the excuse? Let it come up. Let it pass through. Release, release, release. Let those feelings come up. Let them pass through. If it feels stuck, just say yes to it. Yes. Yes, I feel it. Yes. Let it come up. Let it pass through. When we're saying yes to it, remember, we're not saying yes to what we don't want to happen. We're saying, yes, I acknowledge that this energy is active within me. I acknowledge that I have these negative feelings and these negative beliefs, and I'm letting it come up and I'm letting it pass through. Now, if you have that desired outcome, then what? Is there anything bad that could potentially happen if you have it? And if something comes into your conscious awareness, just observe it. If there's any negative emotional charge, just release on it. If your mind is saying, no, there's nothing bad about this. I don't understand why I will not allow myself to have it. Why won't it happen? Well, let's look at it from a different perspective. Why do you believe you can't have what you want? Notice what comes up for you, even if it sounds completely irrational and nonsensical. It's coming up, it's in your subconscious mind. Observe it, It is what it is. We now want to just release and let it go. So whatever feelings are associated with that, just say yes to it. Let it come up. Let it pass through. Now, there may be some more work that you need to do around this, but I'm going to move us along to the next step in this process. And that is where we begin to use this setback as leverage, a jumping off point to get further along, more powerful, positive momentum. So we've all heard these stories of people who triumph in spite of adversity. They have a very disempowering circumstance and they are able to rise above it and succeed. Our adversities have within them a seed of opportunity. If we embrace that seed of opportunity, it can become a catalyst for positive transformation, significant positive growth in our life, in our business. I want you now, if you're not already in a nice, relaxed, open, receptive state, make sure your eyes are closed, bring yourself into your body again, bring your awareness to your breathing. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Observe your body breathing. Breathing in calm and relaxation. Breathing out any stress, any tension. Breathing in those good, positive feelings. Breathing out any residual negativity. Breathing in goodness. Breathing out negativity. As you continue to breathe, allowing yourself to become more and more comfortable, more and more relaxed, more and more peaceful. I want you to imagine yourself at some point in the future, whatever intuitively feels right for you. Could be a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. Imagine yourself. You have achieved the success your heart desires. That desired outcome is done. You've created it. You've succeeded. And it feels so good. It feels so natural. It was so easy. Notice how it feels in your body. Notice your positive, empowering thoughts. That sense of confidence and certainty and well-being. Feel the feeling of appreciation. You have what your heart desires, and it feels good. And now remembering from this future moment, remembering back to this point right here, when you shifted your energy, you shifted your mindset, you released and let go of whatever old patterns had been holding you back up to that point. And that after you shifted, everything became easier. Things began to fall into place almost effortlessly. You felt a renewed sense of confidence. You were 100% committed to your goal. There was a deep and profound inner knowing that it is happening. And as you feel that future moment, that moment when you're experiencing the appreciation, there may even be a sense of awe. That feeling that we get when we see the magic of nature, the beauty of life. When we realize that we are divinely supported, that we are blessed, that life is good. And as you smile, smiling so big now, feeling so good, every cell in your body knows this feeling, this vibration of having your preferred outcome. And your subconscious mind now knows it. And when your subconscious mind knows something, your subconscious mind helps you. It helps you to take the right actions, have the right mindset. It supports you in the creation of that preferred outcome. Now, if you're ready, go ahead, allow your eyes to open, take a nice deep cleansing breath, and you should be feeling pretty good. If you need to do more inner work, do more inner work. It is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. If you feel a sense of completion, wonderful. Go ahead, carry on with your day. I'm glad we were able to hit that mental reset button for you. Remember, you are a powerful creator. You can be, do, and have anything your heart truly desires.